Most men believe silence is the ultimate power move. Go quiet. Disappear. Stop texting. Stop watching her stories. Make her feel your absence. And yes, silence creates space. Space creates curiosity. Curiosity can create longing. But here's what nobody tells you. Silence by itself is still a reaction. And when silence is fueled by pain, by hope, by the unspoken wish that she'll notice and come running back, it still ties you to her. Even without saying a word, you're watching, measuring, waiting. Your nervous system is still completely connected to her outcome. That's not strength. That's suppressed attachment wearing a stoic mask. What truly unsettles someone isn't your silence, it's your emotional sovereignty. There is a profound difference between "I'm not speaking to you" and "I no longer need to move in response to you." One is tactical, the other is transformational. When a man goes silent but remains emotionally reactive, she often senses it. When a man goes silent but remains emotionally reactive, she often senses it. Not because she's calculating, but because humans are wired to detect emotional tension. If your silence feels heavy, resentful, or performed, it carries energy. And energy invites a power struggle. But when a man becomes genuinely emotionally neutral, not cold, not cruel, not dramatic, but grounded, centered, and self-directed, something far deeper happens. You stop withdrawing to provoke. You start recalibrating because you genuinely value your own peace. She can no longer feel your emotional pull reaching toward her. She can no longer predict you. And calm, dignified uncertainty, the kind that isn't trying to create a reaction, is far more powerful than silence fueled by hurt. When you were emotionally invested, even in silence, she could still feel you oriented toward her. That orientation creates comfort. Even when she pulls away, she subconsciously knows your emotional door is still open. But when you close that door peacefully, without slamming it, without announcing it, without trying to prove anything, she feels something entirely different. She feels that you are no longer waiting. And that realization lands heavier than silence ever could. Because silence can mean "I'm hurt." Emotional self-containment means "I have moved forward." That distinction rewrites the entire dynamic. Human beings are deeply attuned to relevance. When someone they once had emotional influence over begins operating independently, without resentment, without hostility, without any attempt to be noticed, it creates a quiet dissonance. What changed? Why does he seem steady? Why doesn't he feel reachable anymore? This is where most men make a critical mistake. It's suppressed attachment with better discipline. Real emotional independence is quieter than that, less dramatic. It doesn't feel like a performance. It feels like returning home to yourself. When you stop monitoring her behavior, when you stop crafting your actions to influence her reaction, when your life begins to genuinely expand beyond the storyline of us, you're no longer playing the game. You're walking away from the board entirely. And that shift, subtle but profound, creates a psychological impact that no amount of ignored messages ever could. Because silence can be broken. Emotional detachment born from self-respect rewrites the dynamic entirely. Here's the truth most men only understand much later. The goal was never to make her miss you. The goal was to become the man who no longer abandons himself. When you stop chasing emotional closure, your body relaxes, your sleep improves, your focus returns. You reclaim mental space that was consumed entirely by what if. That internal calm is the real reward. And ironically, that calm is what creates the deepest psychological impact externally. Because calm men cannot be emotionally leveraged. They cannot be destabilized by inconsistency. And when someone realizes they no longer have the power to disrupt you, they feel it. Standards do not beg. They attract alignment. Or they walk away peacefully. That peaceful detachment is what unsettles more than silence ever could. Silence can feel like a tactic. Standards feel like permanence. And permanence is something silence alone can never communicate. Subscribe if this landed, and drop in the comments, where are you in this process right now?